Man, if you guys saw this week's episode, you're starting to feel something for Seiseki because right now it's not looking good for them. Hey guys, what is up? Today I come to you with a weekly review of Days. We're at episode 10, and after coming back from last week's episode, it was 1-1, and for the most part of this week's episode, we had like a recap until they got into the episode. And both teams are going at it. They're going back and forth. And Tsukamoto has been a replacement for Oshiba after he ran himself into the ground, just trying to defend and be a core player for his team. But of course, he tired himself out, not being used to overexerting himself in the game. So in old Tsukamoto style, he joins the game, and how he joins onto the field, his pants falls down. So that was the most comedic part about the episode. His pants fall down, and you see his polka dot underwear, and he just automatically lifts up the atmosphere, the mood for Seiseki. That's the type of person he is. The minute he joins the field, the mood for Seiseki automatically changes. If they were in a sour mood, it's obviously it's going to be a very upbeat, hyper mood, and they're more focused into the game. So he goes into the game, and one of the most epic parts of this episode was seeing Tsukamoto handle the ball. Now, that part was the same part that we saw in the opening, where his face and he's ready to kick the ball because Kazuma kicked to him the ball, and nobody was suspecting Tsukamoto to get the ball. Now, Tsukamoto is still a novice in soccer, but you can see how far he has come within 3 months' time for a complete novice, or someone who's completely new to soccer. So he's able to handle the ball and catch the ball like an average player, and he's catching the ball and he's kicking the ball, and when you see him go kick it and you think, oh my god, this guy got the goal, then you see Narukami came in and blocked it in its mid-air, and they don't get the goal. And it's like, yo, we got hyped up all for nothing. And even though Narukami says your kick was kind of weak, your drive and your maneuvering skills were pretty cool. So even he was giving him criticism, but it was constructive criticism. So he is keeping an eye out on Tsukamoto. He knows that Tsukamoto is completely new to the game, but because of the fact that he is trying his best to help Seiseki win, and that he's given his all, proves to him that he will become a challenge once he becomes even better and more advanced in it. So the sad thing was, in this episode, it's like, Tsukamoto would have got the goal if Narukami never came in and stopped the goal. And you would have thought, okay, now they're boxing in Saku High. Saku High, there's a tight defense on them. There's no way for Indo to pass to Narukami, because that's the connection. While they do have 4 pillars, the real connection is where Indo, the heart of the team, and Narukami, who is the score of the team, once those two are able to connect, there is no stopping the goals. Remember what Indo said, that if he has to pass, he will pass. If he has to shoot, he will shoot. So long as he does those, he will win. And to do so, he will give it to their best scorer, which is Narukami. And out of nowhere, you would have thought, okay, they're going to connect, so they have to have some type of signal, either eye connection or some type of movement, in order for them to be able to kick the ball into the goal. There was no movement, nor no eye coordination. Indo just bicycle kicks the ball, and Narukami kicks the ball into the goal, making it 2-1. And there's only like 5 minutes left in the game. Now, if you have watched sports anime, you know when it comes to the last 5 minutes of a game, that's the most intense minutes of anyone's life. Like in real time life, it probably wouldn't be as intense, like 5 minutes. Who knows? Who possibly it may be intense, but in anime they just take it to the extreme. So it's 2-1, and you're thinking, how is Seiseki gonna beat this? Because this is not like basketball or volleyball where you can drop a point or you have as many points, because sometimes in soccer you just need 1 point to win. Like it could be 1-0, and that's it. That's all for the game. So, it's 2-1, and they're going to have to try their best. Like, they're going to have to put down such heavy defense in order for Saku High not to, get another score. Because if they do, it's just automatically it's game over. So they're going to try to tie it, and if they do, there's a possibility of going into overtime. We don't know how much minutes they would get in overtime, but if they can so much as keep up their defense to the point where Saku High their hands are tied, and there's no way for Indo and Narukami to be able to connect with each other to get a goal, and if they secure a goal, they win and they move on while Saku High goes home. I'm hoping Days will try to take a different approach towards when especially comes to the inter-high championship, or are they going to continuously follow like all the other sports anime tropes? Now, like I said, it's the last 5 minutes, and we even got a little background into Tsukamoto's past. Now, we did remember that he does not have a father, and he lost his father at a tender age. It came to find out that his father died due to an accident, to an incident. There was an incident, possibly some type of car incident or something, and his father died, and he was around 5 years old. So you can see where really his mother had to play both mother and father for the most part of Tsukamoto's life for the past 10 years or so. She had to fulfill both roles in Tsukamoto's life. So for anyone that's saying you don't like Tsukamoto's character, hopefully you can sympathize with him because of what had happened in his life. But one thing he was trying to connect when he was trying to talk to Kazuma about like his past, where he met this black cat, is that something he remembered the black cat leaving, and he thought the black cat died, but it showed it was alive. That some things that you think are unimportant, some things will fade away, they will be gone, but actually they all lead up to a certain point. Anything that you consider unimportant actually has a lot more importance in your life. It may not affect you at that moment, but it will lead up to a type of future that you are treading on, the type of track that you are walking out, the things that have happened, and with the people that you have interacted. It all comes down to one point on how your life, how your future will become. And all the people that he has met, his friends, his family, this team, joining the soccer team, has led all up to this moment. And because of that, Seiseki, he believes Seiseki will win. That all of the life choices he has made, all the experiences he has experienced, it all can lead up to the conclusion whether Seiseki will or will not win. My bad. So that was a pretty powerful moment, like what he took from his childhood and seeing a tragedy and using that as an important factor leading up to what's happening right at this moment determines on whether his team will move on or they will lose. So it was a pretty cool episode. I'm just hoping that it ends in a tie next week and there is overtime. If not, just all the dreams that they had is just dashed away, and this will be another year that they're beaten by Saku High, and I don't want that to happen. I want them to beat Saku High. I want Mizuki to get back at this school. I want the third years to win. I don't want them to lose. So if you saw this week's episode of Days, episode 10, tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about it. What was your most favorite moment in this week's episode? The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye.